It's an intriguing film, and the interesting part was that everyone, and I'll admit that I deliberately didn't listen to what you guys said about it last week because I wanted to go back and revisit that after I'd watched it, because everybody was telling me not to go and see this film, that it was absolutely dreadful after they'd watched it, and then I went in and watched it and quite enjoyed it. I don't think it's Cronenberg's best film by a long shot, but I did get what he was referring to with cosmetic surgery being the new sex and things like that. I found that a really, really intriguing thought. I loved some of the acting performances in this. I thought Viggo Mortensen and Kristen Stewart were the standouts. Story-wise, I thought it worked as well, which was surprised me because a lot of the people that were telling me not to go and see it said that there was no plot with this film. Well, there was a plot there. Like all of Cronenberg's films, you had to think about it, and like we just said with Blaze, I think it's interesting sometimes when a film makes you think, or it makes the audience work a little bit to try and understand what the director is trying to say. People tune out and don't want to know the film anymore. I remember the same when Lars von Trier directed Antichrist, and I loved that film, and so many people were saying to me, how can you love that film? It's dreadful, but I like a film like this that kind of makes you think. I think this could have been a stronger film, and I think it could have been stronger in its plot, but at the same time, I like the fact that it was almost simple, but it made you think all the way through.
So, in terms of a score out of 10, and I'll sort of try and go back to my score last week, and we'll give you a point of comparison. I thought it was a strong film. What would you give it out of 10?
I'll probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, there was some weaknesses. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's Cronenberg's best film because it's not. But yeah, it was enjoyable enough to be 7.5, and I think it made some really, really important comments about where we are as a society today. I mean, people that I know saw this and said, like we'd ever sit down and watch a surgery. But people sit down and watch things like embarrassing bodies and everything on TV. I have a friend who's addicted to that television show, Mr. Pimple Popper, which is an American show. It's like people do watch that stuff on TV. So, well, yeah, I didn't have...
It's funny you say that because my wife loves watching medical programs.
Yeah.
But when people cut up, I have to leave the room.
I'm the same. I can't... I love the show The Good Doctor, but I have to look away even when there's just surgery and that, and I know that's not real, but if I sit down and watch something like the one that's set in the Royal Alfred Hospital, I can't watch it. I have to look away because it's too horrific for me. But yeah, so I perfectly understand the point that Cronenberg's trying to make, where we live in a society where people will watch cosmetic surgery happen to celebrities on TikTok, so it's already happening.
Yeah, well, I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I agree with you. The Good Doctor is a very, very fine television series. So, terrific. All right, so that's that. Now,